Hey, Shalom Akim. First and foremost, all praise, honor, and glory is due to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. Double honors to the head apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And Shalom to the sincere brethren out there that's also laboring in his work, continually pushing out this gospel in all diligence, true faith, and sincerity. And also want to give a shout out to the sincere sisters out there, the few sisters that subscribe to these teachings. So with that, I just want to get right into it. This is the book of St. John, the 6th chapter, and the 63rd verse. It says, "It is the spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing." Right, and this the mentality you got to basically adopt as we move forward. The fact that the flesh, that fleshly outlook on things is not going to profit you. Because there's going to be certain situations that arise, as we enter into the kingdom, that's going to test your faith. It might be a situation where your immediate family, maybe your mother, your father, brothers, cousins, somebody close to you might be put to death right before your eyes or dragged away into a concentration camp. Things that's going to really test your mettle. But if you take that fleshly or that carnal outlook or approach, it's not going to profit you, man. All right? It says, "It is the spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life." Yeah, meaning that when all hell break loose, you got to revert back to these words that's found in the Holy Bible. Matter of fact, we go from there to the book of Isaiah, the 33rd chapter, and the 6th verse. It says, "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure." Right, so when Yahweh Shah said, "The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life," that means when you're faced with these obstacles, all right, because it tells you in the book of Acts, the 14th chapter, with much tribulation, we're going to enter into the kingdom. So as we approach the kingdom, you're going to be faced with all type of obstacles, man. But Yahweh Shah said, "The words that I speak unto you are life." So when you revert back to the scriptures, these are going to be the things that stabilize you in opposed of having that fleshly approach. And we see that happen all the time. Shit haven't really kicked off yet, man. But you got dudes that revert to the flesh, like this latest bug out, all right, who basically came out and published the fact that he's no longer a follower of Great Millstone. All right. But what he did, he reverted to a fleshly outlook, which that's not going to profit him, man. All right. He went to speaking on things concerning the flesh. Talking about now he have a job. All right. He get lines up. Lineups. He finna go and get an education. That's not going to profit this guy, man. That profits nothing. And we haven't even seen nothing yet, man. So how much more when we move into the times where the Lord is going to release those death angels, man? All right? Is going to be death on all sides. You're going to see why this place is known as the Valley of the Shadow of Death as we climax into, the return of Yahweh Shah. And in that day, a fleshly outlook is not going to benefit you. All right? And I want to get an example of that in the scriptures. Well, when the walls began to close in, so to speak, on the disciples, and the Apostle Peter, he took a carnal outlook on things, all right, and he got rebuked for that. This is Matthew chapter 16, and starting at verse 21. "From that time forth began Yahweh Shah to show unto his disciples how that he must go unto Jerusalem and suffer many things of the elders and chief priests and scribes, and be killed and be raised again the third day. Then Peter took him and began to rebuke him, saying, Be it far from thee, Lord, this shall not be unto thee." Right, so Yahweh Shah was basically giving the disciples a heads up on the things that he must suffer to fulfill the things that was written of him by the prophets. But Peter, although he was the head disciple, he took a carnal approach, all right? He took a fleshly outlook. he went as far to even rebuke Yahushua and said, look, this is not going to happen to you. Let this be far from thee. Well, let's see the response of Yahushua, verse 23. But he turned and said unto Peter, get thee behind me, Satan. Thou art an offense unto me. For thou savorest not the things that be of the Most High, but those that be of men. Right, so Yahushua sharply rebuked Peter. And he went as far as calling him Satan, man. The adversary to the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. He said, for you savorest the things of men and not of the Most High. Meaning you taking a fleshly approach, a fleshly outlook. And we got to be sure to guard ourselves from that, which really, when you go into it, is not of your own will. You can't will or run yourself into the good graces of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Pretty much you can't preserve yourself in that day. The Lord is going to put a heavy spirit on all of us, all right? And either that spirit is going to be a heavy spirit of being spiritual or a heavy spirit of being fleshly, all right? So it's all the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Nevertheless, these are the things you must pray about, man. These are the things you must lock in, you know, because it's one thing to pray, but the Lord give you wisdom to know what to pray for. That's why when you read about King Solomon as a child, he pleased the Heavenly Father for the things that he prayed for. He prayed for wisdom. You know, we got that line of communication to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, but you got to have the wits, you know, and the wisdom to know what to pray for, man. The things that please Yahweh through his son, Yahushua. All right, so basically, in this time that we're approaching, you got to pray to have a spiritual outlook, all right? Because again, the flesh profiteth nothing. It's the book of Romans, the 8th chapter, Salaki, in the 14th verse. For as many as are led by the Spirit of the Most High, they are the sons of the Most High. Right? So to be led by the Spirit, basically that means the Heavenly Father through his Son is leading and guiding you. All right? But still you must be aware of the things that, you know, to desire. And one of the things to desire is to remain spiritual. All right? Not to revert back to that fleshly, carnal outlook on things. Because usually that's what, you know, you're that's like a comfort zone. You know, when you go to catching hell, you know, you might go to, you'll lose patience. You know, you'll start thinking of ways to get money instead of just, you know, being still and letting everything play out. Scriptures talk about be still and know that I'm the scriptures say be still and know that I am Yahweh. All right, which again, this is easier said than done. All right, but you know, these are things that, you know, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, that hopefully the brothers will take heed to and pray for. Pray more to be in the spiritual zone in the times that we're approaching. Because it's one thing to talk about it, but once those Gurkha troops hit your door, you know, once you surrounded by these foreign troops, these UN troops, or, you know, certain things are brought your way, certain things arise, then a lot of brothers going to throw everything out the window. All right? So, you know, basically, unless you're part of the elect, you're going to fold. But even in that, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua gives you he gave you a mind, he gave you this wisdom for a reason, for you can know what to pray for. And again, one of the major attributes you need to pray for is to have a spiritual outlook, all right? So with that, I hope this lesson was edifying. Until the next time I say shalom.